In the modern world, we are less bored than our ancestors were, and still we want to feel less bored. It's like it is fixated in our mind that boredom is something that we need to avoid, that we need to destroy. We don't want to feel bored. Boredom is actually a really good thing. It forces us to use one of the key that makes us human, and that is thinking. When we are bored, we reflect on our mind, we daydream, and that is really good and powerful. But in the modern world, it is demonized. Like parents say, do some work, you won't feel bored. Okay, but why? We want to feel bored right now. It is now naturally engraved in our minds that we want to avoid boredom. But what if I tell you that you need to be bored? See, when you daydream, when you are bored, you reflect on your mind, you think about yourself, you give yourself time. But when you indulge in instant gratification, when you are feeling bored, you lose that capacity. You lose yourself for some dopamine hit, for some quests in video game. You are getting farther from the reality. The real world is right here around you, not in your phone. And when you feel bored, if you don't indulge in instant gratification and just be bored, you reflect on yourself, you get to know yourself more, you start to think deeply about yourself, about the world, about the things you want to do. And that is also how you find your purpose. You need to give yourself time to think about others, to think about yourself. The more the technology has developed, the less we tend to think. We lost our creative thinking in the process of development. Think about all times, not that old, but in like 1600s, 1700s, they didn't have phones that time, and even the entertainment things like going to Colosseum were not every day, they were every once in a while. So what did people do in their day? Of course they did some chores and talked to people around them, but can they do that whole day? Obviously not. And what do you think they did when they had nothing to do? They had no one to talk to, they had nothing to do. They were just sitting, walking, lying, and being bored. And that is what led to creative thinking. That is what led to amazing ideas. Like, for example, Isaac Newton, when he observed the apple that fell over him, he was being bored before that. And that is what led to him thinking about the apple that fall, that how did it fall. And there are countless examples of this. The people were being bored, they were letting their minds to wander. Like, a great modern example of it will be Steve Jobs. He has said that he let his mind wander, and that is why his creative thinking was so higher than the average human nowadays. And there's also another benefit of boredom. When we feel bored, we just want to do a task, and that is why most people gravitate toward instant gratification. But what you can do is that you can go and do the hard work, because boredom is uncomfortable, and chances are you can't sit for very long while being bored, while doing nothing. And that is why you will gravitate toward the hard works you are procrastinating with. you will want to do your homework, because it is at least something than nothing. So, a practical step for you is that just 5 to 10 minutes in a day. Just sit. Don't watch any movies, don't listen to any song, don't read any book. Just sit and let your mind wander. It will be uncomfortable, but it will be worth it. Thanks for watching this video. I will always be rooting for you.